General tips for the CSEC oral exam. It's just around the corner. Yes, that dreaded oral exam is fast approaching. Before I jump in and share my tips, let me give you some basic information about the oral exam. Firstly, it's an exam that has 3 parts and usually lasts around 12 to 15 minutes. The reading passage comes first, followed by the oral situations, and then ends with the general questions. This is an opportunity for you to show the examiner that you can read, that you can understand what is being asked of you, and that you can reply to a variety of questions and hypothetical situations, all in Espanol. Now, it's time for you to take note of my suggestions. Here are some phrases to use at the beginning of the exam. The minute you get in the testing room, I suggest you greet the examiner. Even if you're super duper nervous, take a breath and remember that being polite in the target language has its advantages. Use phrases like hola, hello, buenos días, good morning, and buenas tardes, good afternoon. Introduce yourself by saying, yo soy, I am. Me llamo, my name is. Continue by expressing delight at meeting the examiner. Say, mucho gusto, nice to meet you. Es un placer, it's a pleasure. It can never ever hurt to ask how she or he is doing. Do this by asking, ¿Cómo está usted? Listen for the response, and if you're asked in return how you're doing, you can say something like, estoy bien, I'm okay, or I'm well. Or you can even be honest and say, estoy nervioso or nerviosa, I'm nervous. Let's keep it basic and simple. Avoid going into any lengthy conversation about your migraine or any other ailment. If you are really very sick, let your Spanish teacher know, and he or she can decide if you need to do the oral at another time. After that, you can ask if you can begin by saying, ¿Puedo empezar? Once you're given the go-ahead, start your reading. Here are some things I want you to avoid. I created another YouTube video on how to read the passage in the exam, so I won't spend any time on that here and now. Please go check it out after. As you move into the oral situations, there will be about 10 different opportunities for you to hypothetically give a response. Please, do not use names during this part. Avoid even using words such as papa, mama, tío, amiga, and other similar ones. Give simple one-line replies, minus a name or title for that matter. If you're not sure what you've heard, you can tell the examiner that you didn't hear and ask him or her to repeat by saying something like, Lo siento, no escuché la pregunta. ¿Puede repetir, por favor? ¿Puede repetir más despacio, por favor? In the event that you're uncertain of the question asked, you can say, No comprendo la pregunta, or no entiendo la pregunta. And of course, ask the examiner to repeat the question in the way I mentioned earlier. The oral exam is an opportunity to share your thoughts and not merely to regurgitate information. As such, it is good for you to give your personal opinion by using certain phrases. These phrases include, en mi opinión, in my opinion, creo que, I believe that, pienso que, I think that, estoy de acuerdo de que, I agree with, quisiera, I would like, me gusta or me gustan, I like, claro que sí, of course, desafortunadamente, unfortunately, siempre, always, normalmente, normally, and por lo general, in general. These make your responses seem a lot more authentic and a lot more real. One of my personal pet peeves is when students say in reply to a question. I want to encourage you to do everything en español and even say that part, pues, instead of At the end of the oral exam, just as you greeted the examiner, please bid him or her farewell. Leave an impression. Seal the deal by expressing gratitude. gracias. Gracias por todo. If you made many errors and the examiner had to explain and clarify, you may change that to gracias por su paciencia. Thanks for your patience. Remember to say goodbye. Adios, hasta luego, or nos vemos. End by dropping in a phrase in the subjunctive. My favorite is always, espero que tenga un buen día. I hope you have a great day.